So here I am back again and continuing with our theme of sibling fighting. So I've mentioned this kind of before, and I'll say something more about it now because we've done this sometimes in parenting courses, and it's kind of hard. I've mentioned it in pieces. Many parents find this difficult, so that's why we use it in parenting courses to practice it. So, and it's combining a few different things, which today I will come back to at the end. First, I'm just going to share with you what's called the 3 B's of sibling fighting. So, the B's stand for beat it, bear it, or boot it. So, this is all very American, I realize, but I'll try to translate. So, beat it means that your kids are fighting, and we are going to assume it's not physical because this is what you would apply when the fighting is not physical or dangerous in any way. So you walk into the room, you see the kids are fighting. They notice that you've come into the room. They maybe even start to go, Mom, Dad, or whatever they do. And then you just turn around and walk out of the room. You beat it. You just leave the room. So that's B number 1. The second B is you walk into the room, the kids see that you're there, you notice that they're fighting, of course, and you bear it. You just ignore it, you do not get involved, you just put up with it. So the key is you don't get involved. That's B number 2. So now the third B is boot it. So you come into the room and you just say, outside or in your rooms. You just tell them, you can even say, boot it, kids. It needs to go out of the house or out of that space. Say it's a common space, it's a space where you are also allowed to be, and it's too loud or too chaotic or something for you, and so you just say out. Now, the piece I'll come back to, remember we've talked before about kids get us involved, and we tend to take sides. We tend to say things like, you're the oldest, you should understand. You're going to drop all of that. 1, because it's not effective, and 2, it doesn't help, and so on. So what I think is important to understand about these 3 B's is that ahead of time, you have talked to the kids about this. Ideally, you've done this in a family meeting situation. If you do not yet have family meetings established, I've referred to these in videos from a while ago, and you can go back and look for those, or just send me an email and I'll send you some stuff about family meetings. Then the other possibility is even not in the context of a family meeting, that you have just said, you know what? I'm not very happy about the situation with the fighting in the family right now. It's hard for me. I see that you guys need to do it, but let me tell you what I'm going to do in the future. I'm going to either beat it or bear it or boot it, because I don't want to have that in my living space. So the kids know you're going to do it. Now, no child of normal, healthy intelligence is going to believe an adult who says he or she is going to do something until he or she actually does it. Children pay much more attention to what we do than what we say. Our behavior is more reliable than our spoken word. So that doesn't mean our word doesn't count for anything. It just means a child instinctively, intuitively pays attention to behavior, because that is what counts. So we cannot then announce we're going to apply one of the 3 B's. You have to choose 1 or 2 or 3, and then expect that the kids will just automatically follow it. So they also have habits. We have trained our children to respond to us in certain ways. So if they're used to that we get involved in their fighting, they're not just going to stop because you institute one of the 3 B's. They're going to keep sort of luring you back in. You might come in, see the fighting, and walk out, and they'll go, but Mom, but Dad, and then try to get you all involved in it. So there, you need to not say anything. You just walk out. This is amazingly difficult for us parents, amazingly difficult. And because we've trained our children so well in how to get us involved, they will try. They don't do this to be difficult or to be mean or even to actively test us. It's just a natural response that children will do because that's the habit that's been developed in the interaction. So it's totally on us to just walk in and walk back out without saying something. Try it. It's really hard. And it's only hard the first couple of times. Once the kids see we're actually serious about it, we're going to do this, then they'll start following suit. After a while, a lot of times kids will say, ugh, mom doesn't even pay any attention anyway, or dad won't do anything, so there's no point in saying anything. You will hear kids say things like that. The same is true with Barrett. If you sit there, you have to be there and really not get involved if you're going to stay in the room. That's why parents tend not to choose option B. One, they don't want to put up with it, and two, they kind of don't trust themselves to really not get involved. So it's more common that people choose B number 1 or B number 3, which is booted. And there too, if you choose B number 3, which is booted, you don't go into a long lecture about how they're too loud and oh, they can't stop fighting. That's not the point. You're the one who said this is what you're going to do it. You're the one who needs to follow through. So you just say, sorry kids, out. Don't make a big speech about it. You've told them what you're going to do. Now it's incumbent on you to actually do it. Again, once the kids see that you mean what you say and you do what you say, this will have repercussions throughout other aspects of your parenting, that your children really begin to believe and to know internally when you say you're going to do something, that is indeed what happens. And this gives children actually a lot of sort of peace that your word is very reliable. So I urge you to try this. Naturally, I hardly even need to say, this is a brilliance of Jane Nelson and Lynn Lott and other positive discipline trainers. And once again, I express my gratitude, and it's a great honor to be able to pass this on to you. So have fun with that. Let me know how it goes. And until next week, bye.